Get something in there. Talk about my personal picks for who I'd like to see as guest characters to make it into the game. Thought it'd be a nice time because Soul Calibur 6 is getting more information. It was recently announced, and I also got this new microphone, so I'd like to test it out with you guys and see how you like it. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys are not subscribed, please leave a subscription. It means a lot to me. My New Year resolution for YouTube, at least, is to at least reach 125 subscribers. If I do that, that'll be fantastic. I went up double the amount as I started from 2017 to the end of 2017, so can we try and do that? And also, please be sure to leave a like, and also be sure to leave a comment below of who you'd like to see in Soul Calibur 6. Now, for these guest characters, the exceptions are they cannot be guest characters in the past Soul Calibur games, and I don't want to go with console exclusives since that seems like that's no longer the case with the Soul Calibur games. Now, these are just going to be characters that are completely brand new to the franchise. Starting with character number 5 is from a franchise that is starting to make a slight return with getting a third installment in the franchise, and it's also a little bit of a hidden gem for a lot of people, and that is Darksiders 2's Death. Now, Death is a very interesting choice for me, honestly, because while I feel like with his weapon variation and just using weapons and also using like other mythological era of weapons, equivalent to like Kratos from God of War, there is a lot of gameplay variation that could go in with Death, along with his two XCS. I forgot what they call them. I haven't played the game in a long time, but I honestly think that Death would be a great character to have. The only issue is that the third one isn't really centering around Death at all. It's centering around like some demigod or something instead, but honestly though, Death would be a really cool character to see enter it, and also he's like a darker character, so that could really fit with like a darker tone instead of all bright-hearted and cheery and stuff like that. But that's just my opinion. Death is my number 5 choice. And now moving on to number 4. Moving on to number 4, the character is pretty popular, made a return in 2017 with the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and also had the Ultimate Edition of his game come out. That is Skyrim's Dovahkiin. In my personal opinion, I feel that Dovahkiin would be a great choice to have in a Soul Calibur game, due to how we could add like weapons like the Iron Sword, he could add something like the Iron Mace, or just switch up weapons mid-fight, and also he could use his shouting ability, which could be a really cool gameplay element for his character, something exclusive to him. So I feel that'd be a cool idea with him. Now, the only issue that I have with him being in the game or actually being a character is that Skyrim's slowly becoming irrelevant, and it was only being reintroduced because of the Nintendo Switch, but it'd be nice to see a character like him make it in, and you don't know. There's also Elder Scrolls Online that's coming out, and Elder Scrolls Online, I forgot what the second one's called, but yeah, that'd be nice. Just having a representative like him show up in there. And now on to number 3. Now, character number 3 on this list, he had a game that came out earlier this year, popular fighting game franchise, and it's nice to see an inclusion for him to come back, and I'm kind of breaking that rule I made earlier, but number 3 goes to Jin Kazama of the Tekken series. Out of all of the characters that I've listed so far, Jin Kazama possibly has the highest chance of making it into Soul Calibur 6, due to both the games being published by Bandai Namco, and back in the past they had Heihachi in Soul Calibur 2, so now it looks like that Jin Kazama is now one of the big bad guys of the series, and one of the poster boys of Tekken. So it'd be nice to put him in a franchise like this, and they've already showed that Tekken characters can fit very well in a Soul Calibur type game in there. You also have Yoshimitsu in both franchises, so it's really nice to see them acknowledge one another, and he seems like he would fit really well in here too. Now on to number 2. Number 2 is an extremely popular character by the community, the fans of Soul Calibur 6. A lot of people really want to see him in this game. I can really see why that is. He fits the tone perfectly, and that character is Witcher's Geralt. Similar with Dovahkiin and Death that I mentioned earlier, Geralt can also switch what weapons he uses, and he seems like he is a very unique person to the to the franchise. He also looks like he fits the tone too, and he's also a slightly darker toned character. So that'd be a really nice thing to see him be in this game, and honestly, I can really see why that's a good thing. Sorry, I'm just running out of things to say there. And moving on to number 1. Number 1, in my personal opinion, is a perfect fit for this series, and he's also one of my favorite characters in video games. He there's so much that I can say about him, and that is Cloud Strife of the Final Fantasy series. In my opinion, Cloud would fit perfectly into Soul Calibur for marketing reasons and gameplay reasons, and also a past history with Soul Calibur. So, for many of you that do not know, Cloud was originally supposed to be the guest character for Soul Calibur 2, but instead he was replaced by Heihachi. There's also the fact that there's Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out, along with Dissidia Final Fantasy, which is the Final Fantasy fighting game. Those two are both coming out in 2018 and 2019, I believe, around that time frame. And also, they have Noctis that was recently announced for Tekken 7. So if they're already good enough with having one of the Final Fantasy characters for Tekken, why can't they just take Cloud, who is a sword user, and put him in Soul Calibur? It seems like it would fit perfectly. And that's why I think Cloud would be one of the better fitting characters for marketing and also for gameplay reasons, along with their history. Anyway, that is going to wrap up today's video on Soul Calibur 6. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment of who you'd like to see make it as a guest character in Soul Calibur 6, and be sure to leave a subscription for me too. Really help out a lot, and can we please hit the 125 mark? I really want to hit it this time. You guys mean a lot to me. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you all around very soon. Peace out.